Welcome to the Beyond the Vines podcast, where I interview local business owners in Sonoma County to highlight small business and grow our community. I'm your host, Amy Ahlers, a mom, realtor, and Sonoma County native, and I'm excited to connect you to some amazing people in this beautiful area that we call home. Welcome to the Beyond the Vines podcast. Thanks again for listening and for joining us again today. I am here today with my good friend Celeste Sutter. She is also the owner of Studio C Dance Academy located in Petaluma. I feel so honored to have Celeste here today. She has taken, in the time that I've known her, a very small local studio and grown it into a giant studio, still located in Petaluma, with an amazing competitive dance team that my kids are actually a part of as well. So I am so happy to have her here. Welcome, Celeste. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so happy to have you here. I wanted to hear, before we get into your business, a little bit more about how you got started in dance.
Well, my whole family danced growing up, my mom and her 4 sisters. So I went right into it when I was probably 2 or 3.
Wow.
So my mom taught, my aunts taught, and then I was just at the studio all the time. So that's how I got started.
So you basically grew up there with your family.
Oh yeah, my mom was a single mom, so I would get dropped off at like 3:30 and not picked up till 7:30. But my class was done at 5:30.
Yep.
So I'd watch my aunt teach, just wander around the studio. I was like a studio rat.
I don't think I knew that. That's amazing to hear
I was
that side of it.
Always there.
Wow.
Doing homework, watching. Yep. Hanging out with the big
Sounds like
girls.
our kids.
Yeah.
It was fun. Eating dinner.
Exactly.
All the things.
Yes.
Yeah. That's amazing. And you did all styles of dance, or what styles did you personally learn?
Oh, I did them all. Ballet, tap, jazz, hip hop. Hip hop, I'm not so good at.
I can second that for myself.
But growing up, we had to do it all.
Yep.
There wasn't an option to pick one or the other. So I did it all.
That's a good point. Like, our kids now audition for different teams, and in the rec level they take different classes. Yes. But at our age, this is what you took.
It wasn't an option.
What you needed to take.
You had to take ballet if you want to take tap. If you want to take jazz,
it
wasn't an option.
That's right.
We took all 4 styles.
Yep. I forgot all about that. That's a good point.
And then we added the acrobatics, I think.
Yes, I think later. Wonderful. I should point out too, I actually used to dance at the studio as well, and just followed the way up with my kids. So it's funny to be like going from dancer to dance mom, which is a funny relationship for us.
Well, we danced together.
Dancer, we danced together.
Then
I taught for you for a little while.
I hired you.
Dance mom.
Yep.
Totally different angles.
Yes,
for sure. And then you danced in college as well, right?
I did.
And where did you do that?
I went to San Francisco State for 1 year, and then I transferred back to Sonoma State, but I actually didn't want to be a dancer.
Oh, a little loop. Oh, I think I know this, actually.
I wanted to be in law enforcement.
That's right.
So I have a double degree. I have criminal justice and I have dance. I did dance because I loved doing it. Mm-hmm. And it was just, I also got some money for it. The full scholarship.
Good, a scholarship
for
doing like the dance team there?
Not the team, just the program.
Oh.
So I didn't even pay for college. So that's pretty much
amazing.
why I did it. I did love it, but like it took up a lot of time. I think I did Monday through Thursday for like 3 hours every morning of dance. Wow. Then I would do criminal justice classes. Mm-hmm. But I wanted to be in law enforcement, and that was my goal, and this just fell into my lap.
How funny.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll ever go back to that?
No.
I
actually was asked if I wanted to come and, go into the...
Like a ride-along?
Yeah. So someone was like, do you want to come and like do law enforcement? We need people. I was like, yeah, no.
Yeah, and all your downtime.
Yeah, I'm old. Yeah, no, I'm good. Yeah.
So funny. Can you tell me now more about the studio, how you got started, when you got started?
Yeah, so I grew up dancing at Suzanne's dance school in Petaluma with Amy.
Yep.
And I graduated college and I was teaching for Suzanne. And I mentioned one day, I was like, oh, if you ever like want to sell this, I don't know, I'm kind of interested in it. And she was like, oh yeah, whatever. Like, brushed me off. I was like, okay,
totally.
Whatever. And then I got married, and literally like 4 months later, she's like, hey, I want to go live in the East Coast with my grandkids and my kids. Do you want to take over? And I'm like, wow. Sure, I guess. And she's like, okay, we'll come to my office on Saturday. She taught me for 1 hour how to use the computer system.
Wow.
I left.
Where were you at in that point in your life? Were you already working somewhere?
Oh, yeah. So I was like 23, 24. I had 3 jobs.
Amazing.
Yeah. So I would wake up and work at the Pello Market for 4 hours in the morning, like 5 a.m. to 9. And then I'd go work at my mom's work at Pangea.
Oh, I remember that. Okay.
Then I'd work from the studio from like 3:30 to about 7:30.
And no kids yet. Although I do remember when you had your oldest.
I did. But no, I didn't have her until I was 28. Yes. So no, I did that for like four years with no kids. But yeah, I definitely worked 3 jobs for a long time.
Amazing.
And so it just kind of fell in my lap, and Suzanne's like, here. And I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I figured it out.
You definitely figured it out. I mean, look where you are now.
Yeah, I don't have a business degree or anything, so I was a little terrified.
Totally.
But it just took, trial and error.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm learning the more podcast interviews I do that's kind of the way that works for a lot of people. Like it kind of falls into their lap and they learn as they go. And
exactly. And I was young.
Yeah, you were young.
If it happened now at this age, it was scary.
Right.
But I was so young. I'm like, it doesn't work. No big deal. I'll
no
go
big
do
deal.
law enforcement or I'll stick with my mom, whatever my mom was doing at that time. I was helping her out. It's like, I'm so young, it doesn't matter.
I'll give it a try.
Yeah.
Well, it definitely worked in your favor.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah. And I do remember too, when you started to have kids, I have like this image of you teaching, holding your oldest and like that sort of thing and like really raising your kids in the studio.
Yeah. And then I was teaching a lot. I was teaching probably every hour with other people as well, other teachers. But like, I don't teach as much now as I did then. But I still had the baby.
Yeah.
In the belly, then in the arms.
And in the arms.
Yeah, or the office person was watching.
Totally. Yeah. Sometimes that was me.
Yeah, totally. Whoever
I don't know if she knows
who wants my kid today?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's a good business strategy too. And we see this like dance studios, gymnastics studios, fitness studios, when you're kind of starting to kind of take on most of the teaching.
You have to, or
because you can't pay your staff yet.
You can't pay your staff.
Yeah.
No, I didn't make money for years on end.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You just have to figure it out. And I just taught a lot, worked a lot, didn't have kids for a while because of that. I mean, I was married 5 years before I had kids.
Yep.
Which is kind of unheard of
for
most people. But I mean, I also was really young when I got married.
Yes.
So.
Yes. Putting in all that sweat time before and then building it up. That's really great.
Yeah.
Great advice too.
Yeah.
Is there anything unique about the studio that kind of sets you apart either from dance studios locally or I know from having kids that travel with the studio that, they go everywhere. So dance studios in general.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to say that we're awesome.
Absolutely. I fully agree.
I think we're awesome. No, I have a great staff. I also think that what we offer, not every school in Sonoma County offers. We have ballet, tap, jazz, hip hop, lyrical, and tumbling and point. But on top of that, we offer multiple classes and times in that category. So like if hip hop, we probably have 13 hip hop classes.
Yep.
We have at least 15 jazz classes. So that's the difference between us and maybe the other schools where they might focus more on one style. We try to do it all. So we have more well-rounded dancers.
Yep.
And not that focus on one is bad.
This
is just what I did growing up. And so I've just carried it on.
Yes. Well, and you have the space to do it. You have how many studios within your studio? 6 different studios. So they're pretty large.
Yeah, they're pretty good. There's 2 smaller ones.
Yes.
But 6 classes go pretty much every hour throughout the day.
I know. That's amazing. I know that because when I try to schedule the kids' solos, there's no space.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah. So the 6 studios, the locker room, bathrooms, front office, lobby area, the whole hallway with that desk that you'll always see our kids eating dinner and doing homework at. So it's a pretty big space.
Yeah. It's about 8,000 square feet. Yeah.
And I think that also makes you unique too because not a lot of studios are that big.
Yeah. I haven't really been to a lot of studios, but yes.
Yeah. From a mom point of view, what I think makes you unique too is when we travel around, the studio almost always wins special awards for their behavior backstage, for being kind children, for having respectful staff, for having respectful parents, which for anyone listening, it's not like the show Dance Moms.
No,
nothing
it's not
like that.
But there is some other schools that have parents like that.
Right. And so I think that's why the studio always wins that award.
Yeah.
Almost always. At nationals, wherever we go, we win. And I can't even think because they're all called something different. But I feel like that's the highest honor of all. Yes, they win platinum. Yes, they win first place. Yes, they score amazing.
Yeah.
But we're always recognized as being a really kind, wholesome, respectful studio, which is so important to me.
That is totally important to me too. And also the kids are respectful, but the parents, because you hear some stuff about parents, and we have
I've
great
seen it
parents.
backstage with other studios.
Yeah, totally. I mean, no parents ever yelled at me like they do at Abby Lee.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
it's not
real,
going to happen.
Yeah, it's not going to happen anyways.
But I mean, I guess they could if they wanted to.
Totally.
They don't. The kids are super respectful.
Right.
They're just great.
We got a good group.
We got a good group of kids, yeah.
And I think that stems from having good kids and good parents, but also it stems from you. It stems from your staff. It kind of trickles down in that way. So it's really important.
I have an excellent staff. I mean,
they're the best.
I personally think they're the best. Yes. I have most of the people who teach for me or my instructors have been with me for 10 plus years. Like Tressa's been with me for probably almost 14 to 15.
I mean, she's a Petaluma favorite.
Oh, everyone loves Miss Tressa. Yes. I mean, they graduate out of her class and they don't want to leave her.
Yes.
I'm like, you have to go.
I have like photos of my kids with her and they're like, do we have to move up?
Yes. I know. She's a fan favorite.
Totally.
And then, I have Megan Barker, who's been with me for almost 10 years. She's great. And then my sister, Nicole, works there. And the best is like when Haley comes back. I used to teach her. You know, she's dance at our school, and we have Bella, and then Jen Navarro.
Amazing.
And so I have. There's more. Let me not forget Katie.
Katie's amazing.
Love Katie.
Yep.
She used to dance for me too.
Yep.
And then Kaylee's actually one of my instructors right now.
Oh, I didn't realize
I'm sorry.
that.
Yeah, Kaylin Deli teaches for me, but she's also a dancer.
Yeah.
So we're just training her how to teach. And
that's amazing.
She's a phenomenal
tumbler.
tumbler.
I was going to say, but she's a really good teacher too, though.
She's great.
Yeah.
They love her.
That's
The kids
great.
love her.
Oh, I love that. I didn't realize that. That's wonderful. And so it sounds like you find your staff mostly like in-house.
Yeah. Well,
they come back.
So going to Sonoma State was helpful. Megan was the dance team director there. So she met a lot of dancers that wanted jobs.
Right.
And so that she helped out. That was awesome. Then my sister went and took dance in college, and then she moved home. And I was like, oh yeah, of course I'm going to hire you. You're my sister. I love you. And she's also a great jazz teacher.
Amazing. Yeah.
And then, you know, Haley also was on the dance team. It's just, they all come back. I love it.
That's so cool.
Yeah. And obviously we did something right for them to come back and be able to teach.
Yes. And to have that still feel like home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're all good friends. It's fun.
For sure.
Yeah.
I feel like they're all best friends. Like they all hang out
all
all
at my
the
sister's
time.
wedding. Yeah, the four of them.
I love that.
Yeah, our competition teachers are
great.
besties, which makes it more fun for them to go to work.
It does.
Yeah.
Makes it more fun for them to go to work, and also they have to travel together. So it's a good thing they all like each other.
They do travel and stay in the same room, same car.
It's a good thing they like each other.
Exactly. Yep.
That's awesome. So for you personally, I'm going to ask it in two parts.
Yeah.
I want to know your favorite style of dance, but I also want to know what you think the most popular style of dance at the studio for maybe like the recreational side, people coming in, what they ask you.
Yes. My favorite's jazz. It's
I
always
was
been
gonna
jazz.
guess
That's what I still currently teach. I don't teach as much, like I said, but that is the style that I choose to teach. I've taught everything but hip-hop. Hip-hop is not my thing.
Maybe you could teach like parent hip-hop.
You don't want to see that. No, I'm not a hip-hopper.
I would take it from you.
I mean, we can make it jazz. We'll just call it hip-hop.
Perfect.
I would say the most calls I get for the kids that are not on team, the recreational dancers, would be hip-hop.
Okay.
Hip-hop's first.
Yep.
And then once they get their foot in the door for hip-hop, then they branch off and they would take, I think the next would be jazz. And then they go, oh, I love lyrical.
Yes.
I was like, well, if you want to take lyrical, you have to take ballet.
You have to take ballet.
So then they just get all in the door and then tap. And then they see our older kids do their awesome tap dances because tap is crazy now.
Yeah.
Back in the day when we did it, it was a little more
Wasn't as cool.
No. And
cool
now it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I want to do tap. Like, yes, you do.
So, I didn't realize like how much at this point. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. And would you say, and just so everybody knows age ranges, so you start at...
We start at 2.
Okay, that's what I thought.
We start at 2 and we go till, we don't have an adult classes, but we do have some like 18, 19-year-olds that come dance. That's totally fine. We used to have adults, but
I know I used to be in that.
Before COVID.
Are you going to bring it back?
I don't know when we'd have time.
I don't either.
That's my problem.
I don't know when you would have studio space and when us parents would have time to
exactly.
But it really
That's the problem.
It was a fun time in our lives.
It was fun. I took it too.
Yes, for sure. What are some of the challenges you faced as a studio owner?
Well, like everyone says, COVID. That was horrible.
Yep.
I couldn't do Zoom. I despise Zoom. And if we had to stay on Zoom, I probably was going to close my school because you can't teach on Zoom. It's horrible. So we were inside for like a hot second and then we got forced outside. And so I spent a month and a half with my husband, John Recogel of Regal Painting.
He's amazing.
Yes. And my father-in-law, we built an entire outside studio with raised floors, tents. I mean, they were structures. Like they were not moving. So we danced
everything.
Lights, everything. We danced rain or shine. I think we had 6 tents to dance in. So we took the entire schedule and just moved it outside.
Amazing.
I mean, it was insane. I'm glad we're not doing that anymore. But I mean, we made it work. It was
incredible.
It wasn't an option.
Totally.
Yeah.
And as a parent, I can say too, like having my girls dancing, one was okay on Zoom. My youngest was like, I'm not going to do ballet right now. My toys are over
totally.
here.
And
totally.
Everyone was so like, I don't know. I was in a funk during the first part of COVID. I didn't want to teach on Zoom.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do for half an hour? These kids are just staring at me and I'm like, hi, we're going to get through this. Oh God, I'd get off and I'd be like,
totally.
So, I mean, my kids didn't like Zoom either. So we had to make it work and we did.
Well, and so much of dance is physical too. Like you have to place, especially younger kids, their feet in the right way, their legs and their hips in the right way.
Exactly.
You can't just do it on a screen. It's not the same.
Nope.
So, I loved when you set up the studios outside. I thought that was incredible to have that out there.
It was a lot of work. It was a lot of money, but it was well worth it. We used it for, I think, a good year. Yeah.
I think
longer,
I think
maybe.
so. Yeah. And I think too, you had the structures up for a while too, which kind of provided some extra space too.
Yeah, we had to. It was
just in case.
It was hard to take down. It was a lot of money. We put a lot into that, so I didn't want to just like throw it away.
And then
we ended up giving some stuff away. And that was my biggest fear. I was like, what if COVID comes back?
Totally.
So we didn't. I think we had up for like an extra year, and then it just came down probably like 6 months ago.
It's great that you were allowed to do that too in the space, in the parking lot. That's amazing.
My landlord's awesome. I said, hey, we either don't dance or we build this. He's like, build it.
That's amazing that he was able to like pivot in that way too. Yes. And like, I appreciate the whole parking lot.
Appreciated him.
Yeah. And I think all the neighboring businesses understood as well.
Yeah. They were happy we were outside. So
Exactly.
They just wanted us outside.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's wonderful. Yeah. No, you really came through COVID and you came out strong on the other end, which is like, it's amazing to me, like to think back to all that. So
I'm glad it's over.
On that. Me too. Yeah. Well, and also keeping the competition team going too. I keep talking about recreational dance, but that was a whole nother level of having to travel.
We still competed that next year.
Traveled a little bit farther.
Yeah.
Kids wore masks on stage, which was like
hard.
Such a difference.
Yes.
I will say too, again, the dance mom coming out, but like the first competition where they didn't have to wear masks, I cried because I'm like, all these girls' faces, I haven't seen their faces and their smiles in like a year.
Yeah.
And so it was so cool to see them on stage not wearing a mask and
doing
like knowing
what they
we
love.
got through that, doing what they love and being like, oh my gosh, look how much they all grew up. They've been behind a mask this whole time.
Outside dancing, and we still competed and we still won and did all. So
it's like still won.
Still did it.
And we had stricter rules in Sonoma County as well compared to the studios we were up against.
Yes.
So the fact that the girls did so well, or the dancers did so well still up against all those other studios and won, even though they couldn't dance in the same capacity that everyone else
we were
was
like in
allowed
squares.
to. We were in squares.
And we competed and figured it out in squares.
Yes, which is amazing. And the big production pieces and all of that. So
we did
what a achievement.
Thank you.
That whole period of life was. So can you share a memorable, and maybe this was, success story or milestone that you've achieved as a business?
Yes. So one of the best days was when I got to change the name from Suzanne's to Studio C. I love Suzanne and I'm grateful for her, but like everyone's like, oh, you're Suzanne. No, I'm not. And I get it.
Totally.
So, and I will tell you the name Studio C came from you.
Oh, did it really?
You told me.
I do remember writing down like a list of name ideas, but I don't remember that.
And you're like,
oh my gosh,
like Studio C Dance Academy. I'm all, that's a good one. Because I didn't want to put my name in it. No. I think it diminishes kind of what you're worth. And you're like, seeing, oh my God, that's great. And so, thank you, Amy.
Well, I kind of maybe have a vague memory because I did explain that to my youngest daughter. She was like, oh, C for Celeste.
Yes.
I'm like, yes, that's what it's for. And she's like, oh my gosh, mind blown.
No, yeah.
Yeah. And so that's really funny to like look back on that. And I think that was a huge moment where it became, you taking over a business to you being your own.
Right. I ran Suzanne's for probably, maybe 7 years under Suzanne's.
Yep.
Then I went to Studio C, and then I was able to move to this is the other milestone I was happy about, was moving to our new facility that we built from like literally the ground up. Yes, it was like a structure, but there was no walls. There was no dance floors. There was no mirrors. So we spent 6 months doing that. Permits were a nightmare.
I'm sure.
But I walked in, I was like, oh my God, this is my space.
How cool to be able to design like where the walls are going to go and where everything. Totally. That's amazing. Yeah, that's so cool.
And then we put the sprung floors in, which we never had that at the other studio. And we never had mirrors in the other studio.
Yes. So gosh, I forgot about mirrors.
Yeah, I was able to make it my way.
Studio.
Yeah. It's like a real dance school.
Yeah. Oh, surprise.
Yeah, right?
That's awesome. Any future plans for your business that you can share with us?
I'm always looking to expand.
Oh.
Before COVID, I was definitely going to expand.
Yes, I remember that.
It was hard. I will say the city of Petaluma makes it very difficult for considered school places to move anywhere.
Right.
So that's very hard for me. But I would really like to go bigger. Right now, I probably have to wait a little while longer. Before COVID, we were ready.
Yes.
Right now, we're getting back up there. So we'll see.
Ooh, that would be exciting.
I don't have anything in mind yet, but I'm always thinking.
Eventually
I'm always looking. I drive by and go, ooh, that's a good building.
Oh, we can help you with that here too if you need us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Isaiah in the office is your go-to for that
Perfect.
one.
Commercial real estate.
And Alan. I'll give a shout out to everybody. Alan as well. They're both amazing at that. What is like the funniest moment you've ever experienced?
There's so many. I mean, if you know me, you know I'm sarcastic, like literally all the time. So I like to mess with the kids.
Yep, for sure.
Pretty much every time they walk in the door. The ones that can handle it, I will give it to them.
Yep.
The funniest. I mean, we've had girls. I mean, I say girls, like 15, 16-year-olds pee their pants because they're laughing so hard while dancing. That's pretty funny.
It is funny.
I mean, I go clean it up.
Yeah,
I'm like, really?
Not for whoever has to clean it.
Yeah. It's, I don't really, there's just so many things.
Every day.
Every day something's funny. Like yesterday, this little girl walked in and she had little spider tattoos all over her face.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, oh, so-and-so. We have picture day today. And she's like, what? My mom didn't tell me. And I was like, you have spiders all over your face. What are you going to do? And she's like, and she almost started to cry. I'm like,
so
oh, honey, I'm totally kidding. She's like, oh, okay.
They're so
it's
funny.
Just too easy.
It's too easy with
but
that
I know
age.
who can take that. And she was like,
totally.
I gotta tell my mom. Like, I'm joking. She's like, okay.
I think mine are definitely ones that can take it.
Oh,
Get
yeah.
a lot of it.
Oh, yeah. I know who can.
For
and
sure.
Yours definitely.
For sure. Can do a good joke. That's
yes.
adorable.
So there's a lot of funny things.
Yeah.
But I can't think of one in particular that's like, but just every day it's something.
Well, and I'm sure Miss Tressa would have like 5 million cute little kid funny stories too.
Oh, yes.
Like,
yes.
so good. They're
Totally.
so cute at that age. That's awesome. Getting like a little away from business and more onto you. What are 3 fun facts about you personally, or just facts about you?
I love peanut butter.
Oh, I knew that.
Yeah, if you give me anything with peanut butter,
Yes.
I can't stop.
Like Reese's or plain peanut butter?
Like literally anything. I will take a spoon of peanut butter and then dip it in Nestle chocolate chips.
I'm not judging
And I
at
don't
all
eat that.
about that.
Like
So kind of like a homemade
all
Reese's.
day.
That's fine. I think that's normal. I think you and I went on like a PB2 kick for a little bit, right?
Oh, yeah.
Tried to make it better, but it's not the same.
It's not the same.
It's not the same.
Reduced fat peanut butter Skippy is the best, actually.
Oh, really?
I can't buy it because I'll eat the whole jar.
Okay.
It's like grainier. I don't know. Anyway, anything peanut butter.
Okay.
Cupcakes, cookies. If you
Oh,
just
I
give me
did
peanut
not
butter,
know
that's
this.
my thing.
Okay.
I also love reality TV.
Okay.
I mean, love it.
Like, what's your favorite?
Anything on Bravo.
Oh, like Housewives?
I like Housewives. Obviously, Vanderpump Rules.
Okay, see, I haven't watched Vanderpump Rules. No, I'm really bad. I've only watched Housewives.
I love reality TV. My husband hates it. He doesn't hate it, but he's like, seriously. I was like, what?
Well, I think you deal with real life all day, so it's kind of fun to like veg out at the end of the day.
I absolutely love it. And I love gum.
Oh,
I'm generally always chewing gum. If I'm not chewing gum, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm
Eating peanut butter.
Or drinking an energy drink, which I also...
that's true.
I'm
Celsius.
super healthy.
Yes, you are.
I'm
No,
totally
you
kidding.
are, though, normally.
I'm eating an energy drink all the time and eating peanut butter.
Other than, well, peanut butter
Chocolate
healthy.
chips.
Other than the chocolate chips and the Celsius and the gum, you are very healthy.
Alani's. I'm on Alani's now.
Oh, what's that? I don't know that.
An Alani?
No.
Yeah, you do.
No, the place in like Hawaii, the Disney place in Hawaii. That's the only thing I can
kind of,
think
I guess. It's the drinks at Target.
Nope, not a clue. You're gonna have to show me today.
They're all in the garbage cans at the studio. You should look
I'll have to look in. I'll look in the garbage.
All the older
and
girls
see.
drink them. I don't know if they're. I love them, but yeah, I just I have my vices. And
Yes,
those are them.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, those aren't the worst vices
No,
you could have.
no.
Yeah,
Yes,
for sure.
definitely.
At the end of each episode, I like to ask: is there anybody you would give a shout out to that's really helped you in your career?
Oh yeah, for sure. My husband.
Yes.
He literally has been here since day one, since I took over the studio.
Yep.
Got married, and 4 months later, at 24, I was running a business. And
Yeah.
I was like, So he also fixes the little things like if I need a shelf put up or the floor fixed, he comes and does all that.
6 outdoor studios.
Yes, he did build all that. Yes. My brother and my dad, too, are super helpful when
Yes.
things break at the studio, too. Obviously, my teachers. I mean, I have to thank them. I couldn't have a studio without them.
Yep.
They really are the best.
No, they are. I would. Have
they
to
work
second that.
full time for me. Like, they don't even have any other jobs.
Yep.
This is their job.
Yep.
They're employed 21 to 22 hours a week by me.
Yep.
Then they have their own privates on top of that.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
they keep me going. They help me. They're like my backbone.
Which the fact that they are able to be full time with you between those two things is probably. It kind of speaks to why they're so good too. They're not getting up at 6 a.m. to work at
Doing
or
something
4
else.
a.m. to work at Starbucks
Yes.
and then trying to get to the studio and juggling all the things. So
Like they focus
yes,
just on
on
this.
dance
So
and
like
our kids.
they're at home choreographing when your kids are in school.
Yep.
Their life is this dance school.
Yep.
And I appreciate that and I understand that. And I think that's why we're doing so well.
Yeah.
Is because they're dedicated. They're there. They're early. No one's ever,
Yeah,
late.
for sure.
This is their thing.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Where can people find you?
Facebook, Studio C Dance Academy, Instagram, Studio C Dance Academy. I'm pretty sure we have a TikTok. I don't know. I don't do TikTok.
I don't know if you do either because I don't
think
either.
Megan does it.
Okay, she might.
Or maybe
we should
Haley
ask her
does
this. Maybe try to find you on TikTok.
I don't
know either.
I do not TikTok.
I don't TikTok
at
either.
all. I like follow my kids sometimes just to see what they're doing.
Yeah.
But I literally do not TikTok.
I wouldn't even know how to post something.
Oh, I don't either. I just go and go, what did you put today?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, you're good.
Okay, you're good. That's
just
allowed.
making sure we're appropriate.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and our website, studiocdanceacademy.com. But yeah, we're good. Yeah.
Do you still have space for this season if anybody wanted to enroll?
Oh, definitely.
Cool.
Yeah, just call and check in. Email's the fastest way to get a hold of me. I respond to emails pretty quickly.
You're very fast with email.
Yes, I'm on my phone all day.
Yeah. Also a vice.
A vice.
No,
That is my other vice. That I'll be talking. I'm like, hold on, someone emailed me. So I'm like, what's business?
Totally.
I literally will.
Or if I text you and you take a while, I'm like, she must be working out.
I was today when you text me.
Oh, that's so funny. You know, that was an automatic text, actually. I
I couldn't recognize that
funny?
phone number.
Yeah,
I was like,
totally,
what is happening?
When you responded, I'm like, what is she responding to? That's really funny. Yeah.
Well, it was over green too. I was like, this is not Amy's number. But yeah, I tell my husband, like, he'll text something and I don't respond for like 25 minutes.
Because you're working out.
I'm working out.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
he's like, oh, I'm all, don't bug me. I don't respond to anybody when I'm working out.
Totally. You shouldn't. That's your time.
Yes.
You know? So awesome. Yes. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Thanks for
having
having me.
So
this
great to have you. And thanks everyone for listening.
Thank you.
If you like what you hear, please be sure to like and subscribe, learn more about Sonoma County and all that we have to offer here.